This is the third and final part of what turned into a 3-part series of ours really, detailing what Vader did after the Empire Strikes Back. If you missed our first 2 videos, I'll link them below, but essentially Vader went on a mission to find and punish everyone who hid Luke from him. After he returned to the Emperor, Palpatine punished him by destroying his suit and leaving him stranded on Mustafar, where Vader would encounter Ochi of Bestoon and survive the Eye of Webbish Bog, where he was gifted a Sith Wayfinder which would lead the way to Exegol, where Vader is currently on his way to attempt to discover the Emperor's true plan for the galaxy. On his way to the unfamiliar world, Vader encounters a subspecies of the Suma Verminoth, a terrifying monster with one massive eye, huge teeth, and long damaging tentacles. If that isn't enough, Palpatine has sent Administrator Umbaran, accompanied by 3 Star Destroyers and a legion of TIE Fighters to finish what Ochi could not when he was tasked to test Vader. Vader manages to destroy nearly a dozen TIEs before heading straight towards the terrible massive monster. Many of the TIE Fighters foolishly attempt to follow, leading them to be obliterated by the huge beast. Vader and Ochi arrive to Exegol. However, the Suma Verminoth is there as well. "We have to run," Ochi says. "You run, assassin," Vader replies. "I will not. I do not fear death. It is simply not an option." Vader begins to reach out with the Force. Miraculously, the beast begins to calm down in the presence of the Sith Lord. "They hope to fill me with fear, but fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate, and hate leads to power. So now, let the Emperor fear me." In a pretty incredible sight, the now tamed beast heads toward the Emperor's structure on Exegol, with Vader on top of the monster. Palpatine looks toward the dark sky as he sees the Suma Verminoth heading towards him with a black-clad figure of Vader standing on top of it. "Show yourself, Master," Vader taunts. "I want to see your face when I teach you what it is to fear." 2 other monsters suddenly appear and attack Vader and his beast. "You've grown bold, my apprentice," Palpatine exclaims, "but there is no threat I have not prepared for." The Suma Verminoth is able to quickly defeat Palpatine's beasts. "I am no longer your apprentice." Palpatine has had enough. He reaches out with the Force himself, and in an incredible show of power, murders the Suma Verminoth, leaving Vader on the ground before him. "There, you sense it, don't you? You talk about fear, but even now you forget where it all begins, with pain." Vader enters the Emperor's Exegol temple and sees the wonders and atrocities all around him. He is then attacked by an army doing Palpatine's bidding, and then dozens and dozens of Sith followers armed with daggers. Vader, however, uses the Force to pull the daggers from them and turn them on the followers themselves, killing them all. Vader continues to wander, the voice of Palpatine taunting him with every step. Vader stumbles across an incredible sight. Star Destroyers, hundreds of them. "The greatest secrets of Exegol," Palpatine's voice echoes. "A fleet of Star Destroyers, 1,000 times more powerful than the galaxy has ever seen." Ochi, who has been in the background this whole time, stares in amazement. "These aren't just machines," he says. "Each will carry a weapon that can destroy a planet, and there are hundreds of them." Suddenly, the duo hears a loud, torturous shriek coming from inside of a huge structure not far from them. They enter and find a towering red crystal. "Kyber crystal," Palpatine's haunting voice continues. "The living mineral that powers every lightsaber, but a saber uses just the tiniest shard. To power the cannons of my fleet, I have harvested a mountain." The crystal screams in pain. "Kyber is a living thing," Vader tells Ochi, "and to serve the Sith, the Kyber must suffer." "Yes, pain," Palpatine goads. "Only then will it find its true power." Suddenly, the crystal explodes in a force of energy, enough to blast Ochi's mask from his face and even cause Vader to exclaim in pain. Palpatine makes his true presence known. "Unlimited power, beyond anything you have ever experienced, all in my hands. You feel it, burning your flesh and mind, ready to incinerate you in an instant. And you know you cannot fight it. So how can you claim it? Pain, fear, anger, power. It's the path you have chosen time and time again, but somehow need to choose again. If you walk with me, you will never escape this terrible pain, but only in this way can you share my power." Vader continues to struggle against the crystal's blinding red energy. Vader even sees a vision of Luke back on Cloud City, their roles seemingly reversed, in which Luke tells Vader that he would one day indeed kill the Emperor. "Lord Vader," Palpatine continues, Have you chosen? Yes, Master, Vader finally exclaims, seemingly submitting to his master once more. Realizing that Palpatine's true power and plans were greater, more terrible, and even far more dangerous than even Vader had once thought. The temporarily defeated Vader leaves Exegol with his master and heads back to Coruscant to be rebuilt after this terrible trek he has endured. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as well as the other two in what turned into a brief series of events post The Empire Strikes Back. I always think it's super interesting to see the times that Vader and Palpatine go to blows against each other, so to speak, and some of the real struggles that Vader had. These videos came from the 2020 Darth Vader Canon comic series, which takes place immediately after Episode 5, and this arc in particular was titled Into the Fire. Our very first video picked up in issue number 1, and this video covered issues 10 and 11, I believe, if you're interested in reading this series for yourself. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and may the Force be with you.